Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
I'm appalled at what you said on that pod thing. It's disgusting.
This is the After the Show podcast. It's where we get honest and real with yo ass. So sit back, relax, have a blast, because it's time for the After the Show podcast.
What up? Here we go, y'all. All right. Looking forward to getting to the weekend. I got 2 more days left after today, and tomorrow actually kicks off Sunfest.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Are you going tomorrow?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, the Queen wants to go see One Republic.
Will you take Mags? No, just
No,
kidding.
we
I'm
could.
just kidding. No.
Kayla might go.
Is that
She
the
would
only
take her.
band playing tomorrow night?
It's the only one that I have marked down. You know, what I did in my little calendar is I kind of wrote down, or if anything of any interest. No, I mean, there's other bands that are playing, but, you know, the one that I'd stumble into. I mean, a lot of times I go to Sunfest, I hang out on the party barges and just kind of like find people that I know.
I love to look at the artwork and meander around that whole area.
There's a lot of cool stuff to see. So, yeah, so I do that. I kind of want to run. I don't spend a ton of time. You know, probably it's actually kind of the jam bands, like the stick figures and those kind of like reggae-esque kind of like things. I just kind of like the afternoon, Saturday and Sunday, it's kind of cool having some cocktails, chilling, watching them play. And so that's kind of what I do. But, yeah, it's tomorrow night, 8:30. It's going to be going down. So
Oh, wow. You're going to be tired on Friday.
No, I'll be fine. I'm readjusting my sleep schedule a little bit. So I'm kind of doing different stuff here and there. And, I kind of got it now where I do kind of work stuff around, where I do a lot of the work I used to do way early in the morning, and I'll do it in the afternoon the day before. And I've kind of got it down where I know what I got to do the morning of.
So that kind of allows you to be a little bit crazier during the nighttime of the weeknights.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, I got into it. Well, it was just I felt I was very lonely. Well, during the week, I wasn't seeing any of my family. And, here I am. It's like show. And I was finding on Sundays, I was really kind of dreading it because I knew I was going into 5 days of you're just, this machine of doing this over and over again.
A man on an island.
Well, yeah, I needed more balance in life. That to me is the lesson for anybody who's like, oh, just grind. You're going to be miserable in life. I don't, I used to like admire so much people would be like, oh, just work where I'm like, fuck that, man. It's depressing.
Work smarter, not harder.
Right.
That's the whole premise of the second season of Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
Balance. It's all about balance.
It is, yeah.
That's the major theme of season 2.
I think it wasn't me. I think a lot of our society really went down this path of work harder, grind, blah, 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 be success, this and that. It's what we do. We don't sleep. We just grind. And, I really just kind of like bowed out of that. Now I believe in the balance big time. And so I'll do the stuff in the afternoon. I'll take a nap, try to get a couple hours in, and then, it'll be reasonable. I mean, if I got to be here and working by about 4:30. So,
but you flipped it. You made the adjustment to kind of mix it up. You got to mix it up in life.
Yeah, I went to Cannon's baseball game last night. Like, I was missing baseball games and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, what are you doing, man?
What are you doing?
What are you doing? Yeah, so
for what?
Yeah.
So we have some of the dirt ready to go. Fuck the dirt, right? Can I get an amen?
You're a dick.
I'm just kidding. I got a couple emails from people saying, "Oh man, Jaybird's so mean to Virginia about the dirt. How come he's such a prick about that?" I'm just messing around.
Well, he's mad because he got a small dick.
I'm just messing. Y'all know I love the dirt.
Yeah. So I'm excited. I hope to be out there. I might be out pretty much every day this year. I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like flexible Kev.
Yeah.
Well, we'll all be there together on Saturday.
Yep. What time does that party start?
1 to 3.
Do you want to come over for a little pregame?
I do.
Let's do this shit.
So we talked about doing some fun pregame party at Jaybird's house. If you're in, Kev.
The pregame podcast, Kev.
Pre-game we're going to do a podcast for it, huh?
Oh, yeah.
And then Uber over to Sunfest.
Oh, my goodness. Wow. Okay.
That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah.
I kind of want to start doing that. If you guys are down, anytime we have an event, do a little pregame at my place and do a little podcast.
Pre-show and then maybe a post-show.
The post-shows would be fucking... We cannot go live with those. I do not trust Virginia because you can go live or you can record it and then edit it up. we got a problem. Although flying close to the sun is kind of fun sometimes.
Don't be a scared little bitch.
Yeah, I mean, she said asshole on the air today.
She
so
did.
I'm sorry about that. I don't know how it just slipped out.
Well, it wasn't even surprising that you said asshole. It was surprising that you didn't know you couldn't say
were
asshole.
shocked.
I forgot.
Wait, I can say asshole?
I forgot.
Yeah.
I would love to see a camera reaction to all of our faces when that went down. What did you just say?
I'm so sorry. And I'm so happy you had the dump button.
Yes, I was like, wait, what? Did
What?
she
What?
just- Yep.
Remember that time the dump button didn't work? Imagine
Yeah.
if that shit would have gone down. The person on the show is the one who said
That's
the
a
bad
tougher
word.
one, yeah. When it's a caller, you're like, okay, you know. But yeah, when it's somebody on the show that just dropped an asshole,
Sorry. I don't know what to say. It's indefensible.
It's indefensible.
I'm just going to sit over here and take
that'd
it.
have been a weird meeting.
And it wasn't like it was a light asshole.
No,
it was like,
defiant.
guys acting like an asshole.
Yeah.
I mean, it was so loud.
It's from the belly.
Yes. yes, indeed. Let me see here. Some people with a couple questions. A lot of people, you talking about that Polish restaurant was a hit.
Yeah, so I got the name of it. Panda actually texted it to me. So the one that he said he likes the most
Yeah.
is actually called the Polka European Market and Deli. And he said it's the best one. And
Okay.
it's in Jensen Beach. And it opened at 10 a.m. this morning.
Okay. Yeah, somebody was saying, just want to let you know there is a Polish deli restaurant in Jensen Beach on US 1.
Oh, there you go.
The name is Polka, and they have great food and European beers.
Well, look at that.
There you go. So it came recommended by David as well.
Double recommended.
Yeah, Panda and David. Somebody looking for a recommendation. Alex said, first and foremost, love the show. Been listening since I was in middle school. I'm 29 now. Taking my first trip to Key West in 2 weeks, and I wanted to get opinions on where to go and what to eat, what to do. My girlfriend and I are huge brewery fans, but also enjoy to kick back and relax. So anything and everything is on the table. Okay. Yeah, you know, I am long overdue. Anybody that lives in Key
Yes.
West and listens to us knows that we are long overdue getting back there. Used to be on WEOW down there, and since we haven't been on, I'm not sure I've even been back, and that's been a while. That's been
I
too
have
long.
not been back.
Yeah, just other things keep coming up, but hopefully soon. But yeah, from when I'm down there, and you know, things don't radically change. Tell you, if you're a beer guy, the one thing you do want to probably check out on the way down is Islamorada Brewing on the way in Islamorada. Pop there, and Islamorada is really, I love when we did the bus trip down there and we broke it up into segments, because otherwise it is a pretty lengthy, I'm just sitting here for a while kind of thing. And Islamorada is one of the perfect drop-offs where you can just go hang and sit by the beach and have a couple cocktails.
Make it an adventure. Make it a whole day of getting down there.
Yeah.
Is Islamorada the place I got that awesome shirt from the bartender?
I think that wasn't that Islamorada?
Was that Islamorada? That was a fun time.
No, that was right by 7 Mile Bridge. That was, yeah, there's the place, I can't remember the name, Sunset Grill, I think, and it's just on the north side of the 7 Mile Bridge. And yeah.
He paid the waiter $75 for his shirt. Shirt was not worth $75.
I just found that shirt. I should wear that tomorrow. That's why it's so weird you're bringing this up.
Yeah.
This morning, I was going through a bunch of shit, and I found that. I go, oh shit, there's my Islamorada shirt that I paid $75 for. He
Yeah.
gave it to me right off of his back.
He did, because he's like,
Yeah.
$75, yeah.
I remember having a great time that
That was
night.
his shirt they gave him for free.
Dang.
Is that the rocks? in
That
the
was when you were feeding yourself rocks in the parking lot.
That was a great time, man. I had a good time. We gotta go. We keep talking about this shit.
That's a cool bar, yeah. So if you kind of know on the path down, that's what I would, recommend. You pop off and you have a beer and kind of break it up. And depending upon how far north you're going south, but when we broke it up, I remember we stopped first at the Dave & Buster's. You can go to the Dolphin Mall. It's just a little bit west, and it takes you right by. It's where you're going to be needing to go anyway, turnpike-wise. And then Florida City, right there before you dropped in, there was a sports bar, which I think is now closed.
Oh.
Place across the street is kind of a pirate-themed place, and I've been there, too. It's not as cool. I don't know. Maybe things have changed since I've been down through there.
Maybe things have changed since the hurricane.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. Yeah, so
'Cause
who
we don't
knows?
know.
Yeah, I got to get down there to let you know. But
I would love to go down there, just like a little 3-day road trip.
absolutely, yeah.
Oh, that'd be so nice.
I'm in. Count the bird in.
Yeah. When we're down there, we stayed at a lot of great places. I've done everything from like a little bed and breakfast right off Duval, which was fun. Duval is kind of the epicenter. My favorite bar is I love Hog's Breath because it's just chill, like my kind of vibe, and it's got like the shady trees and all that stuff. And then you got Rick Sloppy Joe's, Irish Kevin's. People love that.
The Hog's Breath is the one with the tree in the middle of it.
Yeah, that's
I
the
like
one
that bar.
Kenny Chesney goes to that a lot.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a fun bar.
Maybe stop in for a drink or two at the Naked Lunch.
Yeah,
Hey.
that is. Yeah, that's
barrel.
That is a nudist bar. Yeah.
That'd be a weird lunch. All of us go to Naked Lunch together.
Be a fun video though. I think I don't wanna-
Panda,
Panda would be down. Panda's got no fear of being naked.
Mags.
Oh, why you gotta make it so fucking weird?
Just kidding.
Gosh, I don't know how to handle that comment.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Flying Monkey on Duval is pretty cool too. That's right across from the Bowl. The Bowl's kind of a cool little multi-leveled bar that I love going there. Those are some of my favorites.
Is that the one where you can actually ride the bull?
No.
There's one where you can ride the bull and it's in this big ass area,
Yeah.
and that was fun too.
Cowboy something or other.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, Mama, you want to ride the bull?
I've ridden the bull. I'll ride it again. I like riding it tandem with my hottest girlfriend. You find the hottest girl. in
Cowboy
your...
Bill's Honky Tonk Saloon is
Okay.
where you want to go for that. Yeah, they got the bull there, and that's kind of cool. It's a little bit, it's down on Duval a little bit further, but yeah, it's a cool spot too.
I want to ride some jet skis. I want to ride the bull and get rode.
All right.
Just kidding. I'm kidding. That was my uncomfortable comment.
I want to ride the natives.
I'm just kidding.
Female, male, it don't matter.
Yeah. So there you go. So those are some of my personal favorites. I know a lot of people always want to go to Sloppy Joe's. No, that's okay. I'll go in there. I'm not as...
It's usually packed.
It's real big.
Yeah. It's
I
very
don't know.
touristy. And if you want to go to a place that's not touristy, a buddy of mine that used to live down there, we would always go to the Green Parrot. And that's kind of off the beaten path. That's more of kind of like, because you have like locals bars where the locals hang out, and then you got all the touristy places. Like people who live there are not going to be hanging out at Sloppy Joe's.
Right.
Oh, man. I went down to the Keys with a bunch of baseball guys from the baseball camp I was working with, and one of the guys forgot his ID. It wasn't me. So he couldn't get into Sloppy Joe's, but somehow he got in, and they found out he got in, and then the bouncers kicked him out,
Aw.
and the police were involved. And then one of my drunk-ass buddies went to the police and somehow talked the police into saying, this guy's 25 years old. He was in the bar. Someone stole his light. They let him back in the bar. 2 minutes later, the kid that was trying to get into the bar gets into a fight and then ends up getting punched. And then all of a sudden, where's he at? He goes, he's outside, and he's sprinting, and he just jumped into a cab, and nobody saw him for 24 hours. He was gone we thought he was dead.
We had somebody in our group get kicked out of the Hog's Breath. What was the drama with that? I remember being there, and then
Somebody
it was
threw up, right?
like some drama.
I was there one time, and somebody was asked to leave because they were barfing over to the side. Oh yeah, that was one of our bus things. Yeah, somebody that was
shocker.
on one of our Wild Quest.
Someone
things
was
barfing.
overserved on a KVJ bus.
Yeah, they were barfing violently though. It was like it wasn't a regular it was almost, it looked like an exorcism. It was the most unbelievable, like the whole body. It's like the vomit came from their toes and worked its way up to the yeah, it's just crazy.
It came from their most southern point.
Yeah, it did. It was pretty crazy.
Is that the
Yeah.
one that broke me? There was one trip we went down with, and there was a girl who threw up in the middle of the aisle, and we're talking, I think she did it in Palm Beach County. So she was pre-gaming before she got on the bus. And
No judgment. We were all pre-gaming.
No,
but don't pre-game if you can't hold your liquor.
I'm absolutely judging her because I walked in her throw up. It was awful. And then people were getting so hammered, and they're kind of turning on me in the bus, and I was by myself, and I was talking to somebody on my phone, and I'm having such a miserable time right now. And this drunk girl was reading the text over my shoulder. Goes, Jaber's not having a good fucking time. He thinks and then she starts yelling at me. I was like, oh my gosh, I got to get off this bus.
Didn't you go to walk and slip in the vomit?
It was the worst bus trip ever. That's the one I got my balls pulled on.
I remember.
A cougar got all drunk, took my nuts, and would not let go. That thing was lawless.
It was lawless.
They vomited on the bus, and nobody cleaned it up. The vomit just stayed there, and people walked through it and slipped on it.
And then I think the bus driver was mad at me because I was technically the chaperone.
Oh, the bus driver hated us.
Yeah, oh yeah, as he should have. I hated us.
That bus company was so mad at us.
They were so mad.
They wanted nothing to do with us ever again. They wished like all kinds of bad stuff on us and our families.
I don't think you rode on the bus. I think I was the only one. You came with Panda, I think.
I think we were in Panda's car for some reason.
Yeah, something like that.
And Kevin was in a car behind us.
That's before I had old Sweet Denny's watching my back.
I think because we had mags.
Fucking mags.
I don't think we could ride in the bus. And I mean, for good reason.
I mean, Mags was a child.
You had bitches on there spewing like a volcano.
EJ, another good point too. Blue Heaven for brunch in Key West is amazing. It's it is very cool. Blue Heaven. It's kind of like just like it's a regular house. And you're kind of like sitting in the yard, like nice little tables, and chickens are walking around like your feet.
Aww.
Yeah, it's really cool. But the food there is very good. Blue Heaven, it's very artsy and hippie-like and cool. And
I love it.
Yeah, that's a good place to check out. So put that on your list as well.
Mr. Jombird in the chat room said, Jaybird, you got everyone pre-gamed. What was I?
I don't know if that's an untrue statement.
I don't know if that's untrue or not. But still, though, it's because I offer you drinks and you can fucking throw up on people. They said I had fuzzy fucking slippers covered in vomit.
Oh, that's so
that
disgusting.
Totally sounds about right.
Oh, that's so disgusting.
You were wearing house shoes?
I was wearing some goofy bullshit.
Oh, that's
dressed
so
like
disgusting.
somebody's nana.
Oh yeah, and then we get to the Keys, and there was the police were out in the hotel.
Yes, there had been a sexual assault.
Yeah.
In our hotel, in our shitty hotel that we were checking into.
It was just a crazy trip.
It was crazy.
It was. That's Key West for you, baby.
They were literally kicking people out of a room, and they were like, "All right, we just got another vacancy," and we're like, "We'll take it."
We got to go back.
Yeah, I know. It was a good time. I always have a good time at Key West.
I do too.
I love it. Yeah, we're well overdue. So hopefully we'll get down soon. Maybe we'll do a big old trip. People can meet us down there this time. Yeah, people can meet us down there.
I don't know if I can do an 8-hour bus drive.
I don't know if we're going to be doing any more vomit buses.
Talking about the rowdy life, Linda said, I just spent 2 hours watching The Dirt based on y'all's recommendation. The first 20 minutes, I was thinking, this sucks. Then I remembered that they are my age. So many memories came flooding back. I feel blessed to have lived my 20s in the 80s when the cocaine was awesome. I started binge drinking during the movie, and now I don't think I'm going to work tomorrow. By the way, I played pool with Tommy Lee and Heather Locklear at Banana Max in Jupiter the day before Hurricane Andrew hit.
Wow.
I got home at 6 a.m.
That's a crazy story.
That is a crazy story. Boy, that would have been right in the heart
I was
of
in
it, too.
college. That was when I was at LSU.
Yeah, that'd have been a big deal. That was pretty much the height of Motley Crue's fame.
Yeah.
But if you watch The Dirt, you know that's pretty much when the band was falling apart. Usually is the case, isn't it?
That was 1992, I believe.
Yeah, that was pretty much when Motley Crue started to crumble. So.
All those bands started to crumble. Once they start to make it big time, and everyone's getting all these dollars to do their shit, and someone's not getting on the album cover, and someone else is. And
it became oversaturated, and then grunge came in. That became the hot thing, and so they dropped all the hair bands.
Did you like grunge that much? People talk about grunge like it changed the game. I get that it did, but did you love it?
It really did change the game because I was working at a classic rock radio station when grunge started, and they flipped it from classic rock to grunge. I mean, people all over the country were just grunge.
No, I know it did change the game. I shouldn't have said that, but did it change the game for you, I should say? Did you love it?
I mean, I liked it. I was okay with it. To me, it was all about that Pearl Jam album. You know, if the album Pearl Jam's 10 wasn't so big, it was really hair bands were wrapping up. For me, it was from high school. I graduated right when it flipped. And I remember the summer when I was leaving high school and going into college, that's when Smells Like Teen Spirit came out.
Yeah, because to me, in high school, all of a sudden, Pearl Jam came out. Nirvana came out, like Stone Temple Pilots was big. Like, those were the bands that I remember being massively popular. Soundgarden was another one. Everyone was going ape shit over.
It all hit, because I love the hair bands, but the hair bands they were oversaturized, and they were getting so cheesy that I was a hair band guy, but I'm like, all they were singing was the cheese weenie. It was all these pop frauds that were coming in and trying to grow long hair, and I was like, oh, this is so stupid. So I was over it, and grunge was grittier and darker, and so it kind of really was a nice breath of fresh air. And then when I got to college, when I was there, like all the frat guys, all the cool frat dudes were like just blaring Pearl Jam, and so every frat party you went to, even Fleur was coming out, and they were like, yeah, so cool. So, that kind of stuck. I
kind of dressed grunge, and I didn't even listen to it. Everyone had flannels on. Everyone was growing fucking beards.
Yeah, where I went to college, everybody dressed like that. We had flannels. We were all wearing Abercrombie and Fitch. My hair was long. I had both ears pierced. I looked like a tool. Terrible.
I would have loved to have seen that guy.
One of my worst trends, but I've had so many bad phases that I don't even know if it ranks in the top 5. But it was terrible.
Grunge
but
Kev.
It may not be a grunge Kev. Kirk Kev. Yeah, it may not even been like the top 5 worst.
I don't know. I'm a big fan of Disco Shirt Kev.
That was the Kev that I first met. Was kind of
frosted tips. Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is this guy wearing disco outfits to work? Mom, I don't get this guy.
Yeah, I dress like I was in Live at a radio station at 6 a.m.
Yes.
And you were a great deal skinnier.
You
too
dressed
back then.
for the party you wanted to be at, which I respect.
Right. That was it. Yeah.
Still, though, since I've known you, my favorite Kev face has been Ed Hardy Kev.
Ed Hardy Kev.
When you were big and beefy.
He was so intimidating.
Skulls.
Though. He was hard to get close to.
Yeah, you're right. It's tough. I was a wall.
He had a wall.
He was a wall, and he had a wall.
Yeah, I was the wall. I got this email here. Somebody's got a question for Dear Denny's.
Denny's!
Get in here, Denny's!
Mm-hmm.
Is it a weed-related question?
Of course. Of course it is. Denny's, this email directed at you says, I got a Denny's question. It says, let's just say that your wife Jen was an avid partaker in the Buddha, and then y'all found out she was pregnant. Would you feel comfortable with her smoking during the pregnancy? My wife is nervous about continuing smoking because of what she has read on the internet, but I think she'd really listen to you since she's also a listener.
Well, so I would say to quit smoking while you're pregnant.
I would agree with that.
Oh my gosh, absolutely.
There's no reason you need to be smoking anything while you're pregnant. It's only 9 months. You can do it.
Yeah, my rule of thumb is just because you're creating a life, so anything that could jeopardize that, I think would not be a good move. Like, even I would probably stop smoking around Jen.
I didn't dye my hair. I didn't use certain lotions.
What?
Like, you just got to be so careful because you don't know what gets in your bloodstream and then what gets in the baby's bloodstream, and you have no idea what causes cancer. There's so many kids with cancer now. It could be some fucking shit we put on us while we're pregnant.
Well, let's say you're stoned and you're pregnant, and then your senses are slightly off, because that can happen when you smoke, and you trip or something. You're not on your game.
Thank you.
When this is the one time in your life that you need to be on your game.
10 months, you got to stay on your game.
Yep.
Be on your game.
And then as soon as the baby flies out, fucking light one up, take your shots of tonic or gin.
Ride a big old rail.
Yeah.
Smoke one in the hospital.
Yeah. I think it's best just to stay away from everything while you're, making that baby.
You are correct.
Agreed, Denny's.
Mm-hmm. And Disney would agree when it comes to smoking bad things. They've banned smoking now. It's official. It's done. Yep. Banned smoking, large strollers, and ice. But thankfully, most of the strollers that are out now stick within their measurement limits.
Okay.
So you'd be okay. Ice packs exist. And, smoking's bad for you, so you really shouldn't do it anyways.
Wow, that's going to not be the happiest place on earth for some people. If you are a major smoker and you'll get the shakes, you're like, wait, I can't fucking smoke? You're not going to Disney, probably.
Good. Because no family wants to walk through your cloud of smoke.
I'm not feeling like sympathy's not welling up in me.
Why
Oh, my gosh.
I'm not saying sympathy, but I'm just saying there are people who will pick cigarettes over Disney World because they can't get through it.
You're right. Y'all go to Universal.
Why don't we have a new theme park called? Let's have a new theme park called Ashtray. Everyone there is allowed to smoke. We can come up with all kinds of different features and make an amusement park for smokers.
Where was I recently? I was somewhere and they were smoking up a storm, and I was like, ugh. Get me out of here.
Yeah.
Was it swamp grass?
Maybe
The
it was
bar?
It was swamp grass
Yeah.
Willie's because
You can still smoke in there.
I was like, what the hell?
it's a free for all. You can do what you need to do.
I was driving. This couldn't even be that long ago. Maybe 5 years ago, when I was driving out to Colorado, I went through Happy, Texas, and in Happy, Texas, you can still smoke indoors anywhere.
With food?
Dude, they had a guy. The guy who rang me out at the gas station was smoking behind the counter while he rang me out. It was insane, and the building was attached to a restaurant with a doorway. So I mean, kind of, it looks like they're smoking in the restaurant.
It's a different world, man.
It is.
It was a very small town, only maybe like 2 things in the town.
Get it together, Happy.
So okay, so they clearly have a sheriff that runs the town that's doing illegal shit. That's got
have to.
like in a movie,
Yeah, they have
like a
to.
roadhouse of some sort.
Yeah, that place is very odd.
Yeah. There's a lot of very odd places.
In Texas.
Yes. That
I
makes
know,
sense.
my dad lives in, or partially lives in Texas. There is some weird fucking places in Texas.
It's an interesting state.
Have you ever stayed there for more than a drive-through?
Yeah. Been spent a little time in Dallas, a couple weekends. I've been in there, hung out. So
There's a stretch from Texas going into New Mexico, going into Colorado, where there's like 45 miles with no stops. Like, it's 45 miles straight, and it says there's a bunch of signs that say prepare, there's no gas. If you run out of gas, it's going to take forever. What do you do if you break down in those spots?
You get murdered.
That's where you die, right?
You get murdered.
They have houses on the side that people were living in. They were all, very like furtive looking, and
yeah, and the ground's very soft to dig shallow graves.
Oh,
very
yeah.
soft.
There's no way that is not a highway of bodies. There's no
That's
fucking
all it
way.
is, yeah.
it's got to be, right?
There has to be murder there. Is that Murder Avenue?
There's a movie.
There is a movie.
Yeah, it's scary though.
Oh, we gotta look into that.
Yeah.
Murder Avenue.
Look into killing someone on the highway, or
Is
look
it-
into making a movie about it.
Were you just making that up? Is the ground really softer than normal there? Or are you just fucking with me? Because that made it even more eerie.
I haven't done a test, but
Okay.
You don't even know where Murder Highway is.
I don't know.
He's making a joke.
He's worldly.
I am very worldly.
Are you still doing that movie for Halloween of all the little short stories?
I think so.
Make one of them Murder Highway.
Nothing's changed since yesterday.
I'm going to check in with you every day.
Okay.
Somebody wanted to know if Virginia had seen this, talking about horror. 2 former clients of a New Mexico spa right by the horror highway that were offered that vampire facial that Virginia done have been diagnosed with HIV.
Oh, shit that.
Well, here's the deal. Any place you go, tattoo parlor, vampire facial parlor, dentist, any place you go where they are pricking you with needles and you're getting blood drawn. I mean, if they're not a clean place, you can get communicable diseases.
But you say dentist like it happens all the time.
No.
Because it doesn't.
It doesn't. And most places are clean and awesome. But, if you're going to a dental office that's in a guy's garage, maybe don't.
Well, yeah, but it's the stories where you go to a medical facility and you get some bullshit like, a disease that you didn't know you were going to get just because you're getting your teeth cleaned or a tattoo or whatever. Does that happen that often? I know there's always that one story.
Yeah.
Oh, a piece of plaque went in the eye, and there was plaque of a...
Well, I think this is probably just, big because people have been talking a little bit about the vampire facials, and so,
You got to know your practitioner. You got to know where you're going and trust the people because, you're basically putting your life in their hands.
Didn't you do one of these?
I did. I liked it because it added fullness, but it's not permanent. It's one of those things that you got to keep going back and doing. So the results for me were very good for, I would say, a month. I could tell for a month.
Okay.
But then after a month, it's, diminishing returns.
Yeah.
They want you to keep coming back. And if you do, then the diminishing returns diminish less.
Okay.
You have more results on your face.
Better results the
Yeah.
more frequently you go back and the more money you spend.
Of course.
Okay.
Same thing with Restylane, Botox.
I saw somebody in the chat room kind of mentioning this, and I've grown so accustomed to the gorgeous weather that we've been having in South Florida. I mean, for the last month, it's just been amazing temperatures and everything. Looking at the forecast coming up for Sunfest tomorrow, 60% chance of rain, 80% on Friday, 80% Saturday, 90% on Sunday.
Oh my gosh.
It's going to be rain fest.
Wow, that sucks because that does hurt.
Yeah, I probably won't go at all.
Well, that's what happens.
I'm one of those guys, if it's wet, I'm like, forget about it.
Even on an indoor event, like if we have an event at 6 o'clock and it could even be in a bar and it pours at 4 p.m., people they're not going to come out. They don't want to get through the wet roads. You got to be a big time lover to get.
I mean, if you're a Sunfest, people, you got to be like, really? We've had a month of solidly awesome weather, and right on the doorstep, right when it's going to happen, tomorrow. And tomorrow's going to be your best day weather-wise, and that's a 60% chance of rain.
Oh. I mean, you throw a 90% chance, that's going to...
Sunday, Cinco de Mayo is going to be all rain.
Oh, shit, we have Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, we're going to be standing in the rain.
But they have a big tent this year. They tented most of that parking lot at Rosalita's.
Yeah, it's a good year to start doing that.
If you're trying to find a spot and you don't want to get wet, come to Rosalita's. But you still might get wet.
Okay. All right.
Was that you trying to be sexy? I don't know what that was.
There you go. It'd be interesting to see what it does.
I'd be interested to see who's getting wet.
Yeah.
It's you.
Okay. All righty. Well, that's going to do it for us. Just one quick shout out, because it was so cute that Kimberly and Thomas Craven both sent in emails to us for each other for a little shout out for their anniversary. 15 is it that they sent in for one another with a lot of gushy language and stuff like that.
Aww.
But, so it was very nice. Just so you know, you both did the same thing. It was a loving gesture. So happy anniversary, you two. All righty. You guys have an amazing day. We'll talk to you later. Goodbye.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems, ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.